Hey guys, Sublord here, back in with another action figure review of hopefully, maybe, question mark, the last DC Multiverse figure for a while. Maybe. I know some of you guys are probably getting sick of DC Multiverse on this channel, but can't help if it's all I got to review. I can only review what I have, and if I don't have it, I can't review it. That's the numero uno rule about this channel. But today, we're taking a look at the Wal-Mart exclusive. Oh, jeez, DC versus Vampires. Vampire Robin. Damian Wayne, of course. This is obviously brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, who are going to be fine folks in this video. I know I was a little ranty in the Owlman video earlier today. Gonna try to not do that this time, but again, they pump out way too many figures, way too many exclusives. They need to slow down. It's way too much stuff to keep up with, man. It's just too much. It's just too much, man. That said, this is the 5th installment into this vampire line, so I'm curious if we're gonna get any more. We have yet to get a Flash, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. I think a Hawkman would be really cool. But either way, let's get right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Taking a look-see at Robin's accessories, because unlike Owlman, Robin actually comes with quite a bit. Starting off, he's got 2 sets of alternate hands. He's got a pointy finger hand and a fist hand for the left side. And then he has a matching fist hand and open hand for the right side. So he can do the tough guy pose. That said, heat these buggers up before you pop them off or swap them on, because they are very stiff plastic there. That said, he does also come with a stake, which does have a handle on it. I'm used to stakes just having, well, not a handle on it, but it's a stake, alright. Definitely not something you'd fire from a crossbow. And then he comes with a katana sword. And then on him currently, he's got 2 grip hands to hold those weapons. And last but not least, he comes with a collectible trading card. You're seeing with all these multiverse figures. And I'm very curious if this is going to be a Robin origin, like a generic one, or if it's going to actually be the one from the comics. So let's pull out my reader here and see what we get.
Robin TM, DC vs Vampires TM. Data file. Real name, Damian Wayne TM. From Orphan Circus Daredevil Dick Grayson TM to Trouble Teen Jason Todd TM to the overachieving Tim Drake TM. The mask of Robin is now worn by Bruce Wayne's TM own son Damian, a rebellious troublemaker who's been trained by assassins since birth. With a lethal skill set and a marginal sense of mercy, Robin no longer needs Batman TM to protect him from criminals. DC Multiverse.
Yep, generic Robin bio. But, you know, we know a lot about Damian now. I mean, I've always known all that. But, it's kind of curious who infected his ass. But, yeah. So, on top of the fact that sometimes the cards don't match the figures, the bios don't match the artwork on the cards. So, there is an extreme level of incompetence going on at McFarlane Toys. But, that aside, closer look at Robin here. He comes with a hockey puck display stand. We're used to seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases. And the only Robin I think I have, other than the Batman and Robin one, which is a completely different animal, is this one. This is the new 52 one. This is an old-ass figure. The capes are different. They look the same, but maybe mirrored. This one has a softer cape. This one has a stiffer cape. The boots are different. The legs appear to be different. I think this Robin is a little taller too. Seems to be. Just a smidge. I think this Robin might actually be the New Frontier Robin. But don't quote me on that. I don't have that figure handy. I know where there is one, but I can't get to it. But this is a new 52 Robin, and a sign that McFarlane Toys has evolved. I mean, this sculpt is a little better than this one, and the articulation on this one is better than this one. So setting him aside, and just look at the size of that freaking sword. Jeez Louise. All warped as hell. I will tell you though, one thing this Robin's got is one of the ugliest mugs ever. He got smacked the F up with an ugly stick. Holy cow. But he is a vampire after all, so I guess it's okay, I guess. But as far as articulation goes, his head's pretty limited. I think it feels like a single ball, but it does rotate. His shoulders go out pretty well. They go back down, they rotate forward and back. He does have that rotating cap thing going on, but it's pretty hindered. He's got a bicep swivel, it works fine. Double elbow. No Cliffs of Dover going on there. No room, he's got little spindly arms. And then again, the wrist joints, they are ball hinged, but again, they put the glove cuff on the ball hinge itself instead of on the wrist where the ball hinge plugs in, so it is a little limited. It does work, but it's limited. You're not going to get as much range as you could if it was the other way, but for what it's worth, it's fine. Torso, you're mostly going to get a swivel here. Kind of hear that cracking or popping into place. You can crunch him forward a little bit. And he's got this rubber overlay on the torso, so be careful you don't tear that, but he can crunch quite a bit forward. I don't know if I can get him further than that. But that's utilizing the ball joint here on the back, here in the diaphragm, and here in the waist, because he's got that tube thing, but the upper joint is not a double ball peg for some reason. At least I don't think it is. But this joint is so kind of small, it works pretty well. You can bend back like a 90-degree angle. So very good range there. But again, be careful you don't tear the torso. I did heat mine before I started cranking on it. I did actually pop it apart, pop it back together before I went any further. So there you go. Hips appear to be just ball socket hips, maybe? I can't really tell. They don't look like McFarlane hips. They look like ball sockets. And they do have a little thigh cut there. So I hope they do this more in the future. Because again, it looks like a ball socket. And if that's the case, that's what I want on these figures going forward. I do not like those ratchety hips. They're just too kind of fragile and they get too loose. These are fine. These are not super tight, but they're not super loose. They're very butter smooth, but they maintain their pose. He does have double knee. Get plenty of range out of that. Jeez. And then he's got a ball hinge in the ankle that again works, but is hindered by the boot cuff there. I don't know if it's even sculpted. It probably isn't because it's hidden, but you never know. He's got toe joints that work, and then peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Nice tread, but yeah, man, I dig this figure. It's one of the very few Robins I have from this line, but I like it a lot. I think he's really fun. I think they did a good job with him. I do think the arms would have probably been better single jointed. They feel kind of flimsy, but as long as you don't crank on it too hard, it should be okay. But you can never be too careful, right? But can I get this wrist to move? That said, I got to give a shout out to the local friend who shall not be named for privacy reasons. He hooked us up. He's kind enough to grab me one because, as I mentioned in the Owlman video, the Walmart by the highway is the only one that seems to get the exclusives around here. Aside from missing a couple, they pretty much got them all. So that's nice, and I'm very happy to have this figure. He actually hooked up the Vampire, Green Lantern, and Superman. I don't think he hooked up Batman and the Joker. I think that was the old man, a.k.a. Mr. Bryan, a.k.a. my dad, that hooked up those two. But yeah, shout out to the local friend who shall not be named for privacy reasons. Also, because he hooked up this bad boy here for $10 off. This is the NECA Gargoyle Steel Clan Robot. I mean, just look at the freaking size difference. I look forward to making this review because mine's not loose as heck, like some people's, but I am very happy to have this figure. I've been dying to get a hold of one of these. I was going to get the Xanatos, the red one first, but, you know, for 10 bucks off, found this out of town at Best Buy. I couldn't say no to that. So I'm super stoked to finally have that. Maybe look forward to that review this weekend. I don't know. I can't make any guarantees. I can't make any guarantees that this is the last DC Multiverse video either, because I do buy a lot of those. I've never reviewed that Superman, that infamous super chunky arse mullet wearing Superman that Evil Villain sent me. So, you know, that's a possibility. I've debated on buying that stupid bunny rabbit, freaking bunny guy there, whatever his name is, and then Green Lantern Batman just to complete that collector's wave. But before we wrap this up, before we go on any more tangents here, Vampire Robin with our two regulars, and a member of the Red and Black Club, noticed here. But there's Brother Mandibulus, the infamous McFarlane Spawn. Looking good, I guess. Why has Spawn got so much room? I'm used to him having no space. Maybe I'm zoomed out or something. But either way, that's gonna do it for this one. So why don't we move right along and wrap things up? Some final thoughts. Overall, and even though poor Damian Wayne here still looks like he got schmacked the F up with an ugly stick, I do still really like this figure, and I'm happy to add him to my DC versus Vampires set of figures that appears to be a Wal-Mart thing at the moment. I'm curious if we're going to get an Aquaman, Wonder Woman. Personally, I'd like to see a Hawkman, but have him give him bat wings. That'd be pretty sweet, right? That said, wish lists aside, if you're able to find this guy, I know some Walmart exclusives are easier to track down than others, but in this case, I think this one is well worth it. You get plenty of accessories, you get 2 weapons, 3 sets of hands, which is unheard of. I only wish you got maybe an alternate head, because again, this one's a little questionable at best, but I digress. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.